Let me ask you a question. What is the worst thing, the absolute worst thing to ever exist in World of Warcraft? What comes to your head? Volpera. Shadowlands. Volpera. Titan forging. Volpera. Well, this burning question only has one real correct answer. That's right, you guessed it. The dazing system. I cannot begin to express to you my disdain, my palpable disgust for this mechanic's foul birth. Before I even begin to attempt to put it into words, let me regale you with a tale. No, a scenario that I am sure you are all too familiar with. So you're leveling your dwarf hunter in wetlands, you've just killed a formidable pack of raptors, you loot your rewards, and you notice something in the distance. Oh no, what is that? It's a sweaty undead rogue with God Cutie in his name. You don't have much time. What do? So you've chose to run. A respectable decision for someone in your position. You rub your hands together as fast as you can to summon your 60% speed ram out of the twisting nether. You decide to head for Meniful Harbour so that the guards can protect you, but you turn around and see that he's gaining speed on you. You panic. You've somehow made some distance despite being slower. It must be because he's toying with you. But what's that? A crocolisk with murderous intent in its eyes. You collide with it. You get knocked off of your mount and you're dazed for 3 seconds. You subdue the would-be assassin crocolisk, but it's too late. Your fate has already been sealed. You frantically try to mount, but you've been sapped. And then, darkness. Now, the dazing system has been around since vanilla. It's an archaic concept that revolves around the way Blizzard wanted you to play the game. They wanted you to slow down and take into account the obstacles and dangers laid before you. So instead of blitzing through enemies like a meffed up junkie looking for his next hit, they wanted you to stop and consider the dangers. Like, hey, maybe if I run through that pack of gnolls, they'll knock me off my mount and try to take my drugs from me. That's not something you want to have happen. So thus, the dazing system was invented. If you want to get from A to B, A being your apartment and B being your dealer in a shack on the coast of Westfall, you need to be more tactful and mindful of your decisions. Such as, maybe if I take that path and run a little bit longer, my assets will be safe from those drug-hungry gnolls. And yes, before you say anything, I'm aware that they added comfortable riders barding as mount equipment to stop you from getting dazed, but that's besides the point. Firstly, who cares about that in retail? Unless you're for some ungodly reason running around the moor or Corthia, you can literally fly everywhere. Your 8-ball in your pocket is about as safe as it's ever been. But Classic, oh boy, have fun leveling in Classic. Unless you're either defense capped or a druid, stepping outside of that quest hub to collect some herbs is like trying to traverse a nightclub dance floor. You're going to take one misstep and some gym bro with a small dick is going to throw you to the fucking ground. Wow, that really sounds like I was projecting there. Well, I wasn't. He had a huge penis. I'm sorry. My GF is going to watch this. Look, what I'm getting at is dazing is an outdated, archaic system that holds no value in WoW in 2023. Classic is like 15 years old and people are basically speedrunning that shit anyways. And Dragonflight, every class has like 20 to 30 dashes, except for Priests and Death Knights. RIP. So getting dazed is basically a mild inconvenience at best. But a mild inconvenience nonetheless, and that I will not stand for. Listen, Blizzard. Over the last 10 to 15 years, I've given your company at least £20 of my hard-earned cash. You owe me. Remove dazing.